All right, everybody, we got round two. We got some tools. We're gonna work on the old sentra base card today. We got a couple little things I want to do. We got some goals. We got a voltmeter. We want to see what display is going to be the best for us, and then we're also going to be adding our SMD one channel terminal block, basically, and it looks real nice. I got it in my custom colors, and we're gonna see how it looks. So yeah, but overall we could do like a little item review. It's a great item. I mean, it's very simple. It's like 3 pieces. So you got your core gasket, you got your base plate, and then you have your customized faceplate. So other than that, you know, it's the hardware, however you choose to connect it on both sides. I'm going to go to Allen wrench, stainless steel, 1.5-inch bolts, secure from the back. We got 10 gauge OFC wire that I got through, I'm pretty sure it was West Coast Customs, but I mean, I can't be quoted. This is some older wire. So otherwise, I don't want to blab on too much, but yeah, it's a great product. We're going to see it on the side of the box in a like discrete mount spot, because I don't really want to be able to see anything. I want it to be you know, just hidden. So here's the inventory for today. We got RCAs. They're not new, but I found them. They were in really great condition. They work. There's nothing wrong with them. So we're gonna slam them in there because the ones I got, one of my tips broke off on the ones I currently have in here. So yeah, we're gonna redo it. We might sheath them, but they're purple. They're nice. I like them. Otherwise, here's our SMD product. We're gonna run a new base knob, and we're gonna run the RCAs in this through the top metal part right there. As you can see, I have some anchors in there already, so I don't want anything sharp hitting my RCAs and grounding them out or anything. So that's gonna be that. And then these brackets right here, if I can find some spray paint later, I'll paint those black, and then we'll add them in there. That way it's a lot easier. All right, so here's the differences between stock terminals versus, you know, aftermarket, long range, long distance, you know, you doing heavy hauling. So I went in, I wanted to stay away from the edges of my board because this is a very weak spot, but I chose this spot because it's the most accessible area without being seen. So that's the product once you cut the little dry blit out. So we're just gonna keep that. All right, so now we got it out of the vehicle, and as you can see, we just have loose wires. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna flop this thing 180. All right, so here we are. We got a baby on the loose, but we got our subs unscrewed, and we're gonna go ahead and swip them things out. Got one of them out. All right, so we got them out. Got them on the side. Got a wiring and all still there. I got a pre-zip tied piece for all that. I might take the time to solder it, but I really doubt it. So here we see the inside of the box. It's looking really nice. Open the hole up enough to where I can get, yeah, a jigsaw, because I don't have a hole saw this big. It's 2 3/4. So we got the hole drilled. All right. Alright, good little piece there. Alright, so it's a very nice snug fit. So there ain't hardly any wiggle. So that's good. Nice clean. That I had the ream out on this side just a tad. It was a little bit too wide, but it's definitely a jigsaw cut, so it's got that bevel to it. You know. But it's looking good. Let's get the hardware set up for this, get some wiring going on, get some eyelets. See how it goes, dude. Alright, so we're going to use some Loctite because I don't really ever plan on taking this thing apart again. So That'll be the only thing that comes apart is once I anchor this bottom part down, this top nut. And but yeah, I just want to note the low profileness of it. It's going to work out fabulously for me. Yes. So yeah. Okay. I'm good. I think I got one too many, but we're going to take those two out incrementally after we do that. So let's put the I need to get me a camera person. And yeah. Alright, that looks good. Not very much sound difference in the sound. So means it was a success, and you got no screw holes sticking out. So even better success. So as you can see, got my Allen head screws right there. I think it's a quarter. No, it's a little bit bigger than quarter, but I was determining whether or not I should go with securing the wire, but I wasn't exactly sure what I should do. So I'm gonna ponder that. Go ahead and start putting that in there, and then I'll introduce y'all to the next step. Alright, so we got it all anchored down. It's gonna look good. Got our wires pointed in the right direction now. I'm gonna go ahead and tip this bad boy over and just leave the wire in there for now. Maybe do that on a later video. All I have is some loom holders. I'd have to screw a hole through the side. I really just want to keep these screws in the boards to a minimum. I just put freaking 8 or almost 10 screws up in there. You know, 8 screws, yeah, in this little thing. So alright, so we got one set up here. We're gonna go ahead and situate these wires on some of those stat terminals. Alright, so we got it. We put it behind because it's recommended for most subs, because the way the wire would interfere with your cut for the hole. But it looks good. Well, I do have one thing to say. So we were in the process of putting everything on there, and I noticed that one of my terminals was like twisted in the wrong, you know, direction rather than facing straight out. So I looked in the hardware back there. It's something I missed on the check-in during the subs. Fully sealed, but not locked. Obviously not locked. And then if you take very, very minimal force, you can just turn it. So on Scar's part, I do have to say, come on, y'all know better than that. Beautiful tensile leads, but you gotta land them just as good, man. Just a little, I thought y'all would like that. Alright, y'all, so we entered just securing it up, and I don't have any liquid thread lock right now to put it back on there, but yeah, it'll have to be what it is. But so we put it back how it's supposed to be. Now everything matches. I went ahead and went around all the speakers just to make sure, you know. So I'm not gonna make this out into a big deal, but you know, that was kind of inconvenient, and I'm glad I saw it, you know, because a loose positive on that could cause distortion and could potentially blow my speakers and or the amplifier that's powering it because of misfire and unequal loads. So now we're going to go ahead and just zip these little bad boys in here, and yep. All right. Well, we have officially done it. Nice. Nice, nice. All right, so now we have a ghost port. Just need to hit it with some spray paint one day, not today. And we went ahead and we cleaned out the whole inside again. Yep. Now it's time to put this and that. Oh Lord. Well, that was pretty easy. Next step. Whoop-de-dop. Alright. So I kind of set the camera up, that way we can kind of see it. So we start like that. Slide it on in there. Some SMD block. Got a nice little welcome sign here. Alright, so we got it partially in there. We're just going to go put it in the rest of the way. Just kind of look around. And it's literally the perfect size to maximize trunk space, airspace, and all good. So, just going to pull on this edge as close to the wall as you can get it. I think we'll leave it right there for right now. And we'll connect up our leads. And we'll have it primed up to get into the amplifier. So, looking good. So, we're just going to go ahead and make up some of these right quick. Put that in there. Make sure it's on metal to metal contact. Just take, give it a good little 1-2. You can put some heat shrink on there. And then give that a nice little, it's windy out here, so I'm going to let that slide. That one back in there. Make sure your tooth is on the parted. Alright. Got it real good. And end product, I'll show y'all. So now we have some nice heat shrunk terminal ends. Alright, so we got it in there. Come on, nice and neat. And positive on positive, of course. And then let's get it wired up. Alright, so we went ahead and we fished our power and ground. Made a little service loop down there. Went up, ran into the carpet up there because we had a pre-existing hole from previous activities. Yep, we're gonna cut this to length, and yeah, a little fishing wire works out wonders. All right, so we're all cranked in. It says 14.2/1, so we never changed out these RCA's, and which I didn't see any necessary need. We got it wired in to where it's nice and neat, and yeah, looks good now. Looks real good. Stock from the back. I got some room for the groceries. All that down here. It's about 10 inches here, and then about 7, roughly right there. And I planned on making this a battery bank back here, but there's no need, because on our last video we put one down there. So in the future, hopefully, depending on how all this Coronas goes, I plan on getting a lithium battery for the bottom, and possibly waiting off on that one and replacing the main battery up here with a lithium. I'd have to find a small 12-volt battery enough to function as a good battery here. But if you can see down below, I have room, so there's enough room right there to get a full-size battery in here. Change my terminals up here, swap out my wires a little bit, maybe reroute some stuff, because I don't really like this right here. It's too close to my hood latch. So otherwise, battery's nice. That one's working out pretty good. Still got the stock alternator. I do plan on getting a new alternator at some point, but for right now, yeah. So I do believe we kind of messed up. So whenever we put the wires back in there, we were on the wrong side. So as a test, I don't know if you can catch it on camera. When I hit the sub, it boops out this way. It's supposed to boop in that way. So we'll have to check out, see which one it is. So I do have a 2 ohm load, as you can see, it rises and stuff. So yeah, I'm basically, I don't know. So we got a jumper going from negative over to positive, and then a positive jumping all the way across into a positive. Yeah. Alright, yeah. And then another jumper on this side comes out to a final ohm load. Final ohm of 2 ohms. So when I turned on the subs, what had happened was I had my jumper wire on the wrong side, and I didn't have it wired right, so it gave me this distorted board against the wall sounding, you know, like flapping in the wind type shit. I don't know, it sounded really bad, and it sounded like obviously not right. So I stopped the video and I was wondering what the heck was going on. So I gave a friend a call, and he was able to help me out. And I mean, he can't physically come over here and help me out, you know, due to the coronas, but other than that, I just basically took all the speakers out and then checked it, double checked it, looked up some diagrams online, and then referred back to what my friend had told me. So I think we're gonna pop them back in, but I'm gonna do my little you can see it. So I'm hitting this one, and that one's going in. That means we got it right this time. See, before I showed you and it was popping out, I had switched over the wires on this side, and it didn't work. Well, this sub was wired wrong, and this one was wired wrong. I had put the wire harness in backwards, so that side was really this side, and this side was really that side, and the way I had them configured wasn't correct. So, long story short, let's turn on some music. She is. Alright, so to take apart my dash, all you have to do is basically pop this little plate off. You got 2 screws up here, Phillips, number 2. That's this hardware. You're going to take this piece off here using, you got this little ring holding at the bottom, right in that little crevice that you see. Basically just take your little flat head, blah blah blah, and just get it all out, and then carefully slide in between the panels of that, and just work your way around, popping it off until it's all loose. And then if you could see, there's a wire hanging on right there. Where is it? Down there. There's another one right there for the light. So we're gonna pop those out and get this thing out my way. And that's it. So we got it off. This is kind of dirty. I think I'm gonna clean that before I put it back on. So now we have the crevices open. So we can see we already have some modifications here. We got looks like a USB charger for that. It's battery hot because I'm a gangster. They got this piece right here. It's just super glued in place, man. Ain't nothing hard about it. I'm actually gonna get my glue gun and hot glue gun, and I'm gonna fill in each side of it because why not? So, like, the biggest thing is when you're getting into here, the reason why you took this piece off right here is so that whenever you do flex this new area. Sorry about my bad camera skills, y'all. I'm pretty sure everybody here already knows. I'm working by myself here. Alright, well that doesn't seem to want to go. Alright, so came out just like that. Can y'all even see? Yeah, y'all can kind of see. Alright, and then we just take that. Got one up here for our airbag sensor. Alright, so got that unhooked. So like OEM replacement, ready to go. Alright, so our goal was to get to the back of here for these two screws right here. So if I were to add an aftermarket stereo set, this would have to come off and I'd have to get a new adapter plate. Either that or buy a single DIN and get an adapter plate for here. So in the future, hopefully soon, probably never, but spirits are high. we're gonna take this piece off. That's the goal for right now, is getting this out of the vehicle. We're gonna modify, rectify, and fit one of these into there. I already have a space for the green LED one, and but we're gonna do it without scratching anything precious. So let's get right into it. Let me get my little screwdriver. So these are the main supports for it. So take my screw. Alright, so I'm going to set y'all up again. I'm sorry, y'all. It just ain't no helping it. I just don't have a good way to set y'all up here. That ain't too bad. Alright, and you just kind of tug at it. So you're going to listen for noises. But, just kind of basically tug up a little bit. You got the hooks at the top you want to look for. And then just pull the whole thing right on out. Make it rain. Y'all, I'll tell you honesty right here. I didn't even think about that. So, I'm not going to put that in the bloopers, but that was hilarious. All right, there is a red and black wire that I'm always after here. Every time. For that voltmeter that we put in. Alright, so we're going to basically cut this out. We're going to make a new way to get into that. But I want y'all to be able to get the full experience. So we're going to pick you up. That's me. Alright, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to undo the screws on the side right there and on the opposite. And we're going to take my inside slot out. And it ought to just come right on out, the lid included. Alright, so we got the piece off here. We got one more screw left up here. I'm going to take that out and then this whole piece comes out. Yeah. Alright. So it kind of looks like S-H-I-T because of the hot glue I used. But like I said, I'm probably going to end up ordering a double DIN. So this is just kind of cosmetics for me. So we chose the voltmeters that we're going to put. We put a screen on the background because, like I said, the hole was too big. And then we basically hot glued it in the corners. And then drilled a hole to let my RCA, my phone jack looking thing go through. And we're going to set the base knob there. The base knob's just going to be double stuck because I'm not trying to puncture any more holes. It was hard enough to work inside that little tiny ass space, but yeah, when we go get a double DIN or something like that, we'll end up replacing all of this, making it look even better. So I'm going to magically make all this stuff go right back the way it was factory, and then we're going to play with some buttons. Alright, so we have this wired in now. And we're gonna let this go back in. We got all the plugs plugged in. We got all the screws that we're supposed to have right here. Those are all in, and we're gonna proceed. Step 1, those screws, and then step 2, the screws up here and here. All right, now we're gonna take these plugs right here, and we're gonna take our air conditioning stuff, and we're gonna make it a little bit easier on myself with the camera. All right, so we got it all put back together. We just got a couple screws we got to zip in there. I'm missing one screw, so I went ahead in my little surplus and replaced that with a screw that was kind of like it. But yeah. All right, well, so far it works really well. I like it. Like I said, it's kind of ugly, but like it's dark in there. You can't see it except for that. So whenever it's closed, you're just driving downtown, you're just chilling, you know, like a villain. And then you just kind of boop. It's a little crooked looking now. All right, we got our red lights here now. Yay. And then with the switch of a light, we got that one, which also follows under the floor. We broke that side. It's the wires you can see up in there like that. Alright, y'all, so when we put it all back together, one thing that we did end up doing was we disconnected our passenger airbag indicator light. So whenever you do that and you cycle ignition, because I tested out the voltmeter on video, it resets the codes, and it basically sends a signal to your ECM or your management system for your actual vehicle, and it throws a code. So all you have to do basically is just cycle your ignition 3 times while waiting for the light, like in product.